New Dickie going live right now. Here it is. Am I the asshole for not showing up for my birthday dinner at a nice restaurant, knowing everyone was waiting for me and my parents had to pay a deposit for the table? Starting off as asshole, but I bet there's a twist. Oh, right. Absolutely. It's gotta be a twist. How split is this Dickie right now? 24 assholes, 76 not. Okay. I'm 16M, the second oldest of 4. My older sister, 18, has Down syndrome and is medically complex with complex needs. She also has food allergies. My younger sister, 13, has a host of food allergies, and some of them are very serious, and she's also on the spectrum. Then we have my younger brother, 11, and he has a lot of medical issues related to food and allergies that go along with it. We always try to make sure places are accessible for them, especially because my older sister is in a wheelchair. This does mean I can be overlooked. It does mean making sacrifices or accepting that things will never be as far as it would be for a kid in a family with less extra/special needs. I'm used to not getting my favorite dishes, and I'm used to not getting my top pick for vacations because my parents don't think it's accessible enough or autism friendly enough. I'm used to my siblings never getting turned down for that stuff. After a while, it became something I expected. I was lucky that my maternal grandparents tried to make up for it when they could, and my best friend's family would also include me in their family for stuff like meals out. My favorite restaurant in our city is this Indian place. My favorite dish is their samosas. I never get to eat there with my parents and siblings, and we never get takeout from there because it's not deemed safe for all my siblings. Sometimes that stinks, especially when my parents proclaim that they always get their kids' favorite food from their favorite restaurant for their birthdays each year. This year, my parents made a big deal over me turning 16, and they told me to pick my favorite place for us to have a family dinner for my birthday, a family dinner that included extended family. I told them my favorite place and they told me that wouldn't work. I asked if they wanted my favorite place or a place catered to my siblings. They asked me if I didn't want to cater to my siblings, and I said no. They asked where did I want to go? I said the Indian place. They gave me one of those looks and said they would give me more time to think. A couple of weeks after, they asked me where I wanted to eat for my birthday, and I told them my answer had not changed. They asked me if I could really enjoy my birthday, knowing it wasn't accessible and safe for my siblings to eat there, and I said yes, since it's meant to be my birthday, and they wanted me to say my favorite restaurant. They told me they would book the family favorite and went ahead and did that. The family favorite has nothing I actually like, I just tolerate it. They had everything planned, invited everyone, and when the evening came for the dinner, I just didn't go. My parents are furious with me. I had everything taken for a week, and they plan to continue the punishment in some way. My grandparents defended me, but my parents said I was rude. Am I the asshole? Like, why can't the parents get takeout from the Indian place for OP and get something from somewhere else for the other kids? Right. Compromise. Having neurodivergent kids doesn't excuse overlooking your non-neurodivergent kid and practically neglecting them. Right. True. They make so many concessions for their neurodivergent kids, which makes sense. You want to be accommodating to them, but to the detriment of their other kids, which they make no concessions for. It was skirting towards ableism for a second, but then we went back over, and it's just the parents' fault for neglecting the neurotypical child. Yeah, a bad lesson for the siblings. Real. It sets a very, very, very poor precedent for all of the kids. Okay, it's time for keywords. None of the top holes here are really getting me, you know? Yeah, right? I want to get angry. Super Bowl, unicorn, dinosaur? Oh, unicorn. Maybe that'll give us some like Polly shenanigans. Okay. For the unicorn post, am I the asshole for asking my aunt what part of the penis was required to operate a toy? Just the tip. So I, 26F, am expecting my first daughter with my husband, 29M, in September. I grew up in a moderately religious household with pretty strictly defined gender roles, as in, since I was a girl, I had chores around the house while my younger brother did not have to do anything. Yucky. I don't talk to my parents for a variety of reasons, going on 5 years now, so they do not know I am Pignat. Both my aunts and grandparents were very supportive of me leaving my household, and as such have been in my main family. Being 6 months pregnant now, people have started to give gifts, and I am very grateful for them. We have decided that we don't want our daughter to be surrounded by pink everything with only girl things, so we have made a conscious effort to include traditionally boy outfits and toys like dinosaurs and cars. We have told people that any gender items would be accepted, and if it's getting too much pink, we have gone out of balance a bit, getting a green jacket or something. My younger aunt has taken great offense to this because boys are boys and girls are girls. And she is a very verbal and loud person, has let us know several times her opinions. She has 2 boys. At my baby shower, my older aunt gifted us a book called Goodnight Construction Site and a little stuffed truck. My younger aunt went on a tirade about how we are somehow making our daughter trans and not allowing her to be a girl. You got your daughter a toy truck? You're making her trans! How dare you! And she's a loud person, so of course her saying this was more like a yell, and in front of my very liberal in-laws who are very supportive of our choice. Pregnancy hormones took over, and I grabbed the toy, gave it to my younger aunt, and asked her what part of the penis was needed to operate this toy truck. She yelled that's not what she meant and left. What did you mean then? What did you mean? Please explain to us. The rest of my family thinks what we are doing is fine, but that I shouldn't have handled it that way. So was I an asshole? Edit to add. While this really blew up, I was not expecting this much response. To answer some questions, I do not care if she ends up loving pink and unicorns, etc. We will get her them then. I just was trying to balance out the sheer amount of pink items we were getting from friends and family. Almost every single gift has been heavily pink or girl influenced, to the point where she would not be dressed in anything but pink if we do not go out and buy more boy things. I also am generally not a person who argues, but I feel like a bit of an asshole because I intentionally said this as deadpan serious as I could and with the intent to embarrass her in front of our family members present. My delivery and question did have the intended effect, and she went quite red before leaving. This was also the first transphobic comment I've ever heard out of her mouth. While we all grew up quite conservative, my older aunt coming out 27 years ago really changed my family's perspective. My grandparents have changed from what they previously viewed, and my aunt was always supportive of my other aunt. My younger aunt always wanted a girl, so I thought she was trying to act out her fantasy girl with all her gifts and preferences. Let's go, trans aunt. Let's go, trans aunt. Esports. Let's look at some of these comments. Not the asshole. You're already an awesome parent, and your child hasn't even been born yet. There's nothing you can do or do not to make, quote unquote, your child trans. Not the asshole. Trans guy here. I played with a lot of dolls and tutus when I was little, and yeah, I'm still a guy. And I still liked playing with those toys. Kids just like playing with toys that they find fun and wear those clothes too, and that doesn't say anything about their gender. Real. Let's fucking go. Anyway, hi, welcome back. I chose weed as the keyword, and I hope you're all ready to get very, very angry. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend's friends that I make twice what he does when they called me a gold digger and he didn't defend me? I'm in a relationship with a guy who also works in tech. He makes $68K and I make $130K. I'm a mechanical engineer at a robotics startup. He works at a more stable job doing programming at a large company. He brought me to meet his friends at a party and they asked me about myself. His friends mostly work in tech too and talked about themselves in terms of their jobs. I told them I'm a hiker, I do archery, I love road trips and camping and riding dirt bikes, etc. Basically talking about my hobbies because work is just a way to get paid to do the shit that I love. Real! 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 Say it fucking louder for the parasite CEOs in back, motherfucker! Anyway, sorry. It's not how I define myself, and it doesn't come to mind when someone wants me to tell them about myself. One of his friends asked about work, and I said, oh gosh, I don't want to talk about work at a party. Spent my whole day sweating my ass off in 95-degree heat trying to replace this busted-ass motor just to find the replacement part was also fucked. I wasn't lying or trying to downplay that I have a good job. That really is how I spent my day, and I wasn't in the mood to talk shop at a party. Some other conversations came up casually that probably also made me seem poorer, like me saying that car dealership repairs were a ripoff and telling my boyfriend that my childhood neighbor's trailer caught on fire and I was gonna visit to help her out. I wasn't doing it on purpose, I was literally just talking about my life, but I guess I gave the impression that I was poorer. It got later in the night, everyone was getting drunker, and some of his friends, not close ones though, were making jokes about me growing up in a trailer and being a gold digger. Not the classism, just immediately. You're one of those pores? Gross, yucky, don't touch me. I don't want your pore germs to get over my upper middle class bourgeoisie body. Thank you so much. I don't want to contract your pore. Anyway, being ready to jump to a richer guy. Really misogynistic shit, honestly, since they don't even know me and seem to just assume all girls are gold diggers. He didn't say anything. He later said it was because he'd smoked weed and gets quiet and has trouble carrying on a quick conversation when he's high. There it is. But regardless, I felt hurt he didn't say anything. I got irritated with his friends and asked, now why the hell would you say that when I make twice what he does? His friends went quiet for a second and continued saying, there ain't no gold to dig here, not with him or anyone at this party. So do y'all think I'm cheap or do y'all think I'm stupid? Drag 'em, girl. Drag 'em, girl. Rip them a new asshole. Get their ass, dude. My boyfriend wanted to leave the party shortly after, and he was pretty upset with me for telling everyone I make twice what he does. I said I would have held my tongue if he'd checked his friends himself, but he didn't say anything, so I wasn't about to let them talk to me like that. He said it was humiliating and now everyone thinks I'm a bitch, and I flippantly said, at least they know I'm a rich bitch. What a boss ass bitch. Oh my God, dude. Yes. He was angry. I embarrassed him when I spoke up. I was angry I had to say anything at all because his friends were talking shit. So it should be on him to check them. Stuff is still tense. Am I the asshole for explaining why I'm not a gold digger? Top comment. Let's see. Not the asshole. So your boyfriend was too high to say anything to support you, but sober enough to complain when you rightly called him and his rude mates out. That's our weed post. Yo, not the asshole. Not even a little bit. 100% chose not the asshole for this one. Yeah. I don't need no stinking test. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. We cannot do this.